Hi, everyone. I'm Shannon Gonter with Mental Health Louisville, and this is our Ask Us Anything series. These are questions that are asked by you guys. We take them in, and then we find a professional in the field to answer them. And we have a really good question today, and we have Jane X Praxis with us to answer it. They are in private practice with Heartwood Therapy Place in Louisville, Kentucky. They do individual counseling sessions with adults who are struggling with depression, anxiety, trauma, life transitions, and are just exploring or needing some support around their gender or their sexuality. They see online counseling clients throughout the state of Kentucky and also do in-person office-based sessions in Louisville, Kentucky. And if you want to learn more about them or their services, just go to heartwoodtherapyplace.com, and then there'll be all sorts of information on there for you to explore and reach out. But thanks, Jane, for being with us today.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah. So our question that came in is, how can I be more of an ally for the LGBTQIA plus community? So yeah, we're excited to kind of hear some of the insights coming our way about that.
This is a great question, and I'm glad it's come up now with Pride Month, this being Pride Month and all. I tend to focus on the interpersonal. That's kind of the work that I do. So my answer is going to be a lot more interpersonal as terms of how can you as an individual be an ally to the people in your life. So I'm going to attempt to keep it short and simple, which is not something I'm known for. So let's see how that works. I've come up with a little mnemonic tool.
Oh.
The 3 L's. There's only 3 L's. You can remember those. The first one is learn. Yes, our understanding of gender and sexuality and relationships changes, it seems like every day, and we adapt a new language to embrace and express our new and deeper understanding of those things. And yes, that can be confusing and that can seem overwhelming. However, it's all on the internet. And most of us in the community are going to the internet to find out what these new terms are and what these words mean. And we use the internet for help us understand. So I encourage everyone who's not in the community to also use the internet to find out things, because once we've taken the effort to find out the answers that we know are out there, and then someone comes to us, that feels like we're doing twice the work. Now, that doesn't mean that some people, and we'll get to that in the second L, will be happy to discuss those things with you, but the more that you can come prepared and learn, that just makes everyone a little more comfortable, and it makes things go a little more smoothly. Because the second L is listen. So when you're talking or when you're relating to the people in your life who are in the LGBTQ plus IA to the third power community, then just listen to what they are saying, because everyone's experience is different. Everyone's understanding and experience of their gender or their sexuality can be very different, even if people use the same terms to describe themselves. Say, I'm non-binary, but that's a very umbrella term, because underneath that there's genderqueer, gender fluid. So each person, if they're willing to talk about it, ask them first if they can enlighten you. But listen, also, people will let you know what their needs are. People will let you know how to support them. People will let you know what causes are important to them. If you just sort of listen instead of try to figure it out too much on your own. I tell people always say, well, in individual session, I don't know how to deal with this. I don't know how I'm going to get in touch with. I do a lot of inner child work. I don't know how I'm going to help my inner child when I get in touch. And the answer is always just listen. The answers will be there. You'll know what to do. They'll tell you. And then the third one I'm just going to say is love. Make sure you're loving, make sure you're respectful, make sure your kindness spreads through all parts of your life. You could throw in a fourth L, which is about legislation. But if you're loving, then you're not voting, you're not supporting policies or institutions or businesses that are anti-LGBTQIA and that sort of thing. That comes also back to the first one, which is learning.
Yep.
But I don't know. I just think love's important. I just think about it. Think about what that really means. Let people know, regardless of what stumbles you may have or what struggles you may have with trying to, adapt. Everyone's this new world we're all living in. Just keep loving, and everything will be okay.
Yeah.
3 L's: listen, learn, and love.
Yeah. And I love how all of those have a bit of an application, like internally, maybe like for my own process of like learning, listening, and loving what's going on inside of me, but also the external application of
Mhm.
how I'm doing that in allyship with other people and relationships.
That's a good observation. Yes. I mean, that's a lot of what I do. Like I said, is interpersonal and intrapersonal. So
Yeah.
I think that's important. I think
Yeah.
we all said I was going to keep it short. I told you it probably wouldn't work. I think we all, regardless of whether you're cis het or wherever you fall, really do need to learn about ourselves. And the more we learn and understand ourselves and we listen to ourselves, the more we can be aware that, we're not that different,
Yeah.
and that the love is that we experience, maybe for someone may experience it's for the opposite gender, whatever that even means these days, or a specific gender, yet it's still love. And if we look at that and we understand our own, then we're going to be better allies to everyone.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much, Jane, for
Sure.
answering that question. So learn, listen, love. Is there
Hmm.
anything else you want to leave our community with before signing off?
Well, if there's a lot of good sources out there for information. Of course, the Fairness Campaign is a good website to go to if you want to find out anything, especially how to help with politically, socially. And U of L's LGBT Center, I think that's what it's called.
Mhm.
You'll find it. It's a really great resource too. There's people there. You can also answer questions. So those are two. I'll give you those two to start with.
Perfect. Two good
Sure.
resources.
Mhm.
And again, thank you. And remember, heartwoodtherapyplace.com is where you can go if you want to learn more about Jane or their services or whatever it may be. As stated before, the internet is a great space to go and explore. Going to U of
Mhm.
L's site or the Fairness website. And yeah, reach out if you have a question, anything wellness related, and we will get it answered by a professional in the field. But until next time, be safe and talk soon.
Thank you all.